Good morning. In the past 150 years, humans have made great advances in science and technology, allowing for a grand industrial revolution, making life easier than ever before. But with this comes a great cost. With a luxurious industry comes a monstrous amount of carbon dioxide released in the atmosphere, causing a greenhouse effect around the globe. Since the late 19th century, the average global temperature has risen 0.9 degrees Celsius or 1.62 degrees Fahrenheit. And with this, the greatest change in temperature came in the last 35 years. While this may not seem like much, it has devastating effects on the ecosystem. As global temperatures continue to rise due to climate change, the devastation will be felt by rising sea levels, decreasing agricultural output, and the continuous destruction of natural habitats that will only continue to drastically impact human life. To begin with, the havoc caused by rising sea levels will directly impact coastal communities due to higher flood risk and more exposure to deadly storm surge. With an increase in global temperature, melting away glaciers and polar ice caps, that will contribute to more exposure to darker oceans. These darker oceans absorb more sunlight, resulting in higher water temperature, causing the cycle to continue. Since 1880, the average sea level has risen over 8 inches, and with this, 3 of those inches have come in the last 25 years. With higher sea levels comes a higher risk of flooding in low-lying coastal communities, causing these people in these regions to have to migrate. Similarly, higher sea levels are coinciding with more dangerous hurricanes and typhoons that move more slowly and drop more rain, contributing to more powerful storm surges that can strip everything in their path. Due to this higher risk of flooding, people in these regions will have to migrate from coastal areas to higher inland regions. And for those who can't move, they have to build costly public projects to protect themselves, such as seawalls and upgraded sewage systems. Overall, coastal cities will experience a greater number of floods and damage caused by powerful hurricanes as a result of rising sea levels caused by climate change. Secondly, an increase in heat waves and flash floods experienced due to climate change will have devastating effects on agricultural output. A primary side effect of higher global temperatures is that there tends to be longer periods of abnormally higher temperatures known as a heat wave. This increase in temperature can lead to a severe yield in reproduction and This increase in temperature can lead to a severe yield reductions and reproductive failure in many crops, further affecting the billions of people who rely on farming as their main source of livelihood and food. For example, the CCAFS states that for each day maize spends in a temperature above 30 degrees Celsius, the average yield production goes down 1.7%. In addition to heat waves, higher global temperatures can lead to droughts. And this lack of moisture in the soil causes root systems to dry up and die. So when it does rain, all of the soil is eroded away. And along with the soil, the nutrients plants need to survive are also washed away. And as a result of this, it is impossible for new plants to grow in these regions for countless years. Furthermore, the lack of root systems in the soil causes the soil to be washed away by flash floods, causing damage to both roads and buildings. As can be seen, an increase in higher temperatures from climate change reduces agricultural output that can cause erosion by the combined strength of heat waves and flash floods. Finally, due to the effects of climate change, the natural habitats of animals around the globe are becoming inhospitable, resulting in many species vanishing. A primary effect of an increase in global temperatures is the decrease of ice cap at the Earth's poles. Data from NASA's Gravity Recovery and Climate experiment reveals that the Arctic lost 286 billion tons of ice per year since 1993. And as a result, animals such as polar bears and walruses that depend on ice to survive are dying. For example, in 2008, the polar bear became the first animal on the Endangered Species Act list as a result of global warming. And climate change is not only affecting the poles, but also the oceans. As humans emit more CO2 gas into the atmosphere, larger amounts of this gas is being absorbed by the oceans. And as a result of this, ocean acidification. Every year, the upper layer of the ocean absorbs over 2 billion tons of CO2. And in addition to this, the acid in the water affects the ocean's calcium content. And as a result, many species of shellfish do not have the nutrients needed to complete their shell growing process. Lastly, an increase in water temperature kills off the sensitive algae needed to nourish coral reefs. And as a result, millions of species of sea life lose their natural habitat. Overall, millions of species around the globe are losing their natural habitat as a result in an increase in global temperature due to climate change. In conclusion, the increase in global temperatures as a result of climate change caused by human pollution will only continue to harm humans themselves as sea levels continue to rise, agricultural production continues to fall, and animals around the globe continue to lose their natural habitat. The devastation felt from these traumatic events can only be minimized if action is taken immediately. Thank you.